Good morning. So I'm waiting for my phone to turn on and I'm thinking about all these things. And I realize that settling in for a chat is nice, but I think that I'm supposed to do it with myself. I don't know. We're going to try it this way and we'll see if things stick. I need to get things out. I talk things through. It's how I handle my life. It's how I focus my thoughts. It's just how I work. I need to get them out. Um, I have made my phone in grayscale so that it doesn't. It's sad to be on my phone now. Like, I don't enjoy being on my phone because I don't see any color. It's not stimulating. There's no um, upside. I mean, I do what I have to and respond and everything, but I'm not distracted as much. But I can tell that that is not what my skin looks like. Like, I have way more blemishes. So I don't know if it's like in black and white or if it's got a filter on it or what. But anyway, good morning. My name is Lori Kilpatrick. I am 44 years old and I think I'm starting to get things figured out. I had an interesting conversation with our 20-year-old last night and just I don't have a lot of control over much. I really don't. But I do have control over how I respond to him. And I was really surprised at how kind of aggressive I was. I had just had it. I just had it up to here and I sort of snapped and I used my dumb words and not my smart words. And for whatever reason, it was exactly what was needed so that we could talk. He apologized and I got to choose whether or not I accepted his apology, which I did. It really does take the puff out of you, you know, when somebody acknowledges. Anyway, and then I had to acknowledge that the way I responded was the way that I started it was not appropriate, and that was super fun too. So, anyway, this morning I got in the Bible, and it was in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. And I think we've been running 100 miles an hour. Like, seriously, it has been less than a year since I started the whole. I told Caitlin that I run around putting out fires that I started. Ha 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 ha. And it's not funny. Like, it's not funny. So it's been less than a year since I've intentionally stopped setting fires and started looking at my debris piles, literally, and figure out how to change things. It just, I don't know. Is it possible to do all of these things when you're younger? Maybe. Do you have to get all of your crap membership cards and go through all that and come out the other side in order to get there? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I do everything backwards, so I can't be surprised that my life looks like this either. But anyway, it was verse 16. So Genesis 1, verse 16, it said that God separated the light. He had the sun to light the day and the moon to light the night. And that always bothered me because the moon does not produce its own light. It is merely a reflection of the sun. It only reflects the sun. And I got to thinking, like, man, I appreciate people who can thoughts. I love Connie Willis. Connie Willis is an amazing author. Her Bellwether is probably my most favorite book in the whole wide world. Sorry, like for pleasure, just to sit down and read this book. And it's so funny because I don't even have to read it anymore. It's become a very good friend. I'll just start thinking about it. Every once in a while I need to read it because I don't have some parts like memorized. And I try to forget so that I can enjoy it again, but then I want to remember because I want to share it with people. If you know, you know. But the way that she puts things together just boggles my mind. And her variety of books also is just, like when they always ask that question, like if somebody alive that, Connie Willis, yeah, the way she thinks, the way she has to be able to think, to be able to do all of the different variety of books that she writes. I am not like, I'm not saying that I like all of her stuff, just the fact that she can write such a variety of things and make my favorite book ever. Like, that's amazing to me. Oh, that's what I was saying. That if I could sit down and talk to somebody in this world that's happening right now, who would I want to sit down and talk with? There's a couple people, but Connie Willis has been at the top of my list, like top 10, for a long time. Ever since I read the Doomsday Book a million years ago, which it's called the Doomsday Book. It's not a fun, happy, cheery book, but anyway, it is interesting. But yeah, now I'm going down that path. Somebody that's not real. I'd love to meet Agnes Nutter, and if you know who that is, I think we just became besties. So, a fictional character, if they were real, I would want to meet Agnes Nutter. Anyway, but the way that she thinks through things, like the way authors think through things, just that, yeah, and even Terry Pratchett, like the tongue in cheek, and C.S. Lewis, and like the way that they are able to talk, the way that they are able to write, that it just sort of, I don't know, they take these concepts, and I understand there's nothing new under the sun. They take these difficult concepts and they apply them to real people in a way, or real characters in a way that is relatable and understandable, and good authors like make you better. You know what I mean? So even, and I know that God created all those people so that he has to be bigger than that, but I don't think my little brain can comprehend all of that. So we were talking about, like, we're reading Screw Tape Letters. So it's like, why, when you have access to the sun, would you choose the moon? It's not even a real light source. Like, why would you ever even choose the moon? The moon is not, yeah, and it said that the sun would rule over the day, and my clock's working. Oh, it's a quarter after, or quarter till. I don't know. Just with everything, that the moon was going to rule over the darkness. The moon doesn't have its own light source. The moon is not capable of much. The moon needs the sun. It's just crazy to me. All of these things that have already been set up before us, I don't know if you know about a bombardier beetle, or even like giraffes, and just how things are. We've got baby bunnies right now. Oh my gosh, they're the bunnies, like they are a food source to all of the things out there, and they make these ginormous bunnies that are cute. We happen to have the emo ones, so we have Blanc de Otos that are 9 to 11 pounds, that have litters of 7 to 11. 11's too much. 7's perfect. 9 works out just fine. And we raise them up and we love them, and then yeah, it's amazing to me. It's just amazing to me. I'm all over the place. I know it. The other thing is I'm making bread. We're making bread, and I had made it not great last week, so we had extra, right? So I took my dried up loaf and I cut it up, and I just did milk and egg. That's it. I didn't even put any sugar in it, just milk and egg. Whipped up my egg, smeared it all over it, and when that was all absorbed and there was still dry chunks, I put more milk in there. And then we baked it. I don't even remember, because it doesn't matter. 375 for 20 minutes, 400 for 15. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Probably 20. It's probably at 350. I tend to do everything at 350. And I bet I did a half an hour. Could have put cinnamon on it. Could have put raisins on it. It doesn't really matter. Like, things are not as complicated as we make them out to be. but they are as intricate and beautiful and fun when you just stop stressing out. Like, I don't need to understand about tides and all of that, because I know that the next day the sun's coming up and it'll be okay. But it's easy to get fixated on things. Anyway, if you followed all of this, then you're amazing. And if you didn't, no worries. I totally get it. It's hard to follow my brain. I don't always either. But thank you. Thank you. Hopefully something was beneficial here. And even if this never gets posted, I appreciate the thought that it might be. It helps me dump things. So. I ran into a nice lady. And I keep seeing her like every 6 months. And we never get together because we don't have time for each other. And I was walking away and I just had this thought so clear that was just, I need to get my life together so that I have space for other people. It is March, end of March. It's Tuesday. It's the last Tuesday of March in 2023. I don't know. A year ago, I was running around putting out fires that I set. We'll see what happens in 24.